Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a small portion from Svargarohanika Parva. Well, this one is when King Janmeja asked Rishi Vaishnavan ki what type of reasons had obtained by his ancestors. Then Vaishnavan narrated the story, what had happened. When King Yudhishthira reached at heaven, first he was surprised to see that Duryodhana was seated on an excellent seat and he was surrounded by all the deities, the sadhyas, the good people, and he was adored. So Yudhishthira couldn't believe his eyes that the person, the sinful person for whom such a big battle had happened and he lost all his kinsmen, his brothers, and so many other kings, his Pitamaha, his Gurudev, that sinful person, Duryodhana, was sitting on an excellent seat. Looking at the prosperity and the blazing of means Duryodhana was worshipped like a god, and that Yudhishthira couldn't tolerate, and he screamed aloud. And he said, I don't want to enjoy the prosperity with a sinful, wretched-minded fellow like Duryodhana. And where are my brothers? If a person like Duryodhana can get this reason, then which reason is obtained by my brothers? And thus he was surprised and he just complained that he didn't want that place at all. Even for a moment he didn't like to stay there. That time Naradji came to him and he explained him, King Yudhishthira, just remember one thing. Duryodhana had got a heroic death. He sacrificed his life on the battlefield, and he did it what a warrior was supposed to do. So that is why now he has got an excellent seat and he was surrounded by the gods and is worshipped. And particularly in heaven, there is no enmity, feeling of bad or good. It is heaven, so it should be, this enmity feeling should be stopped, ceased here. As Narada told him so, King Yudhishthira felt extremely bad and he said that what may come because of this person, this Mahabharata war had happened, and because of this person I lost my noble brother, like the warrior of warriors, my brother Karna, Suryaputra Karna, and my other brothers, and also my beloved wife Draupadi, who was always obedient to her husband. So where were these fellows and why am I standing with Duryodhana? Then again he said, King Yudhishthira reminded, Rishi, just remember, when my mother told me just to pour some of her water to Karna, I felt as if the sky will fall upon me. Because how could my mother say that I have to offer water to the greatest of my enemies, Karna? That day only I came to know that he was my brother. And you know what? Maybe because of that, means as Karna was my brother and Mother Kunti had kept the story secret. Every time in the assembly, whenever Karna was passing some remark or he was doing anything wrong, I couldn't utter a single word against him the moment I looked at his feet, because that feet had some resemblance with my mother, Kunti. But how and what unfortunate it was that I couldn't come to know that truly he was my eldest brother. Thus, King Yudhishthira lamented, repented, and cried again and again, remembering his own, recalling the past incidents and remembering his own brothers. Then he just told that if this is the place where every person can get, then let me go back to the place where my brother has. All my brothers have attained. I want to stay there with them. Ultimately, the gods, they just asked the celestial messenger to take him to hell. He reached there, but when he was going, the path was so inauspicious that he couldn't tolerate the smell of that area. Even while he was going, that area was enveloped with darkness, and surrounded by darkness, and all the foul smell were coming. That too, in one side he saw the boiling water, and the other side a large field completely filled with trees, but the leaves of the trees were like sharp swords or razors. Besides that, he also saw that a boiling oil in a tank. That too, whole throughout the path, the dead bodies, the limbs, the moss, the hair, and all the broken limbs and headless trunk, everything was just rolling over on that path, and foul smell was coming. That too, it was so dreadful that a person cannot tolerate neither the sight of that area nor the smell, the odor. So he felt extremely bad, but still then he went on following the celestial messenger because he thought that he was leading him to see his own brothers. Suddenly, he couldn't tolerate any more and said, "Ki, O messenger, how long we have to pass through this type of path? How long I have to cross? Walk." Then the messenger said, "Ki, O Lord, this much I have to stop here, because the gods told me that the moment you will ask me this question, I will stop here. Now, if you don't want to go further, let us go back to heaven." Then Yudhishthira said, "Why? And where are my brothers?" But the messenger didn't say anything. That time, King Yudhishthira was just trying to turn around. That time suddenly he heard, "O Kunti Putra, O Dharmaraj, O Panduputra, stay there for a moment. Stay there a little bit longer time, because we are getting happiness with your presence. And a cool breeze is blowing. When it is passing through your person, it gives us pleasure. And O Yudhishthira, be there a moment longer, because we are comforted with that smell, that odor. And we are," when Yudhishthira heard this painful voice from everywhere, once again he disbelieved his ears, and there was darkness, he couldn't see anything. Just he heard the voice all around. He then immediately, though they were his known voice, he couldn't recognize the voice. And he asked, Ki, who are you? Why you are in such a saying something in a painful voice? Why are you suffering here in this place? Then that voice said, Yo Yudhishthira, I am Karna, your elder brother. And the other voice said, Oh brother, I am Arjun. The next one came, Oh brother, I am Bhimsen. And even a lady voice came that I am Draupadi. Similarly, the twin brothers also said, everywhere he heard the voice of his own kinsmen and his friends. Then he was completely, he was surprised, and he stood there. He thought for a while, okay, what type of work Duryodhana did, because of which he was enjoying the highest prosperity, and he was adorned with all the glories. He looks like a hero, and all the sadhyas, the munis, the rishis, and the gods, they surrounded him. Why? What did he do? And what sin my brothers had done, because of which they are suffering in this dark hell? So he felt pity for his brothers. Then after a little reflection, he said, O messenger, he told that celestial messenger, O messenger, go back to that heaven where Duryodhana is. I don't want to get that heaven where my brothers are not present. I will stay here because of me at least they are getting some comfort. Let me give them some happiness, and I want to spend my time with my own brothers only. I don't want to go to heaven. So the moment he said this, the god of righteousness, means Dharmaraj himself, Lord Indra, all the gods, they came to him, and they suddenly, all these inauspicious things which was seen, everything disappeared. And with a bright light, Yudhishthira could see all the gods. Then Lord Indra said, and even Dharmaraj said, O son, O Yudhishthira, this is my third test, and that also you have crossed without any difficulties. And yes, you have already passed the test, and truly you are the best of the men, and truly you deserve the highest place. Then King Yudhishthira saw all his brothers including, and they also told him what type of regions his brothers has got. Everybody had gone to their own places, like Abhimanyu to Chandra, and Ashwini Kumar, Nakul and Sahadev to Ashwini Kumar, Arjun went to Indra, and Bhimsen to Vayu. Like this, they had got their proper regions, and Karna, his brother, went to Suryalok. Like this, they had gone to their own places, and Yudhishthira became happy. By the way, Svargarohanika Parva, or second, this was the second part. The first part I had already told you. However, the moral of this story says, what may come, whether you are in heaven or hell, if you have some sense, then you are always with these three gunas, you are bounded by these three gunas, that is sattva, raja and tama. And except that, a person who was always righteous will all will always follow the path of righteousness only. That is proved by King Yudhishthira. Anyways, thank you so much. Once again, I will tell you some other stories some other day. Thank you.